You know that moment when you finally sit down to watch your favorite show and your TV ruins it? Colors look faded, action scenes smear into a blur, and dark shots feel like cave paintings. Or worse, you fire up your PS5 and the lag hits harder than nostalgia. I've spent 3 months testing screens, arguing with sales reps, and scrolling through endless Reddit rants just to find what's actually worth it in 2025. Because here's the thing, price doesn't always mean perfect. Before we dive in, hit subscribe, because at the end, I'll reveal a few tips that could save you from buying the wrong TV. Number 7, TCL QM7 K Mini LED, the budget gambler's choice. This TV offers decent specs without demanding your paycheck. The QM7K rocks 120Hz refresh, quantum dots for color punch, and local dimming that tries competing with premium models. At $580 for 65 inches, according to TechRadar 2025, it's the Honda Civic of TVs. I tested one beside an OLED, and while blacks weren't deep, brightness held up with afternoon sunlight. Peak brightness hits 1,500 nits, solid for daytime sports. Gaming input lag measures 12 milliseconds per Ardings, respectable for price. But motion handling gets choppy during fast sports, and local dimming creates blooming around bright objects. My buddy grabbed one at Costco and loves casual viewing but admits action movies look messy. The smart interface lags occasionally too. Verdict: great starter TV with noticeable limitations. Number 6, Samsung QN90D Neo QLED, the bright room champion with temper. Samsung packed over 1,000 mini LED zones and anti-reflective coating that works. Brightness peaks at 2,000 nits, perfect for Super Bowl viewing with curtains open. The 120Hz panel with VRR handles gaming well with 10 millisecond input lag. Consumer Reports 2025 scored motion, handling 87 out of 100, translating to smooth soccer and basketball. The catch? The QN90D costs $1,700 for 65 inches, and viewing angles are mediocre. Sit 30 degrees off-center and colors shift badly. I tested this during March Madness, and 4 couch-end people complained about washed-out colors. Local dimming can crush shadow detail, preventing blooming. Reddit users mentioned firmware bugs causing flickering. One wrote, "Great TV 90% of the time, frustrating 10%. Blacks aren't true black either." Verdict: fantastic for bright rooms and sports, but expensive with quirks. Number 5, Hisense U8 QG Mini LED, the overachiever nobody expected. Hisense stuffed this with over 2,000 local dimming zones, 144Hz refresh for PC gaming, and peak brightness hitting 3,000 nits. AirTING's brightness scores rival OLEDs in HDR impact. The 65-inch runs $1,300 per TechRadar March 2025, several hundred cheaper than Samsung or Sony. I spent 2 weeks with one, and gaming impressed me with 4 HDMI 2.1 ports and sub-8 millisecond input lag. The built-in 4.1.2 speakers sound decent, saving soundbar money. For binge watching, color accuracy and upscaling handle streaming beautifully. Trade-offs exist though. Motion interpolation creates soap opera effect unless you adjust settings, and out-of-box calibration leans blue. Google TV occasionally stutters. Hisense quality control isn't premium brand consistent. Life Story Research 2025 satisfaction sits at 79%, solid but not spectacular. My cousin loves his but exchanged the first unit for dead pixels. Verdict: incredible value punching above its price. Number 4, Sony Bravia 9 Mini LED, the processing perfectionist. Sony's XR processor analyzes content in real time, optimizing brightness, contrast, and motion. Peak brightness reaches 2,400 nits per What Hi-Fi testing, and local dimming with over 1,000 zones creates nearly OLED-like blacks. Motion handling is the best on any LED TV, making sports incredibly smooth without artificial jitter. Upscaling turns standard HD into near 4K. The 65-inch costs $2,500, premium for Sony engineering. Gaming features include 120Hz, VRR, and 9 millisecond input lag. I tested gaming sessions, and while not quite OLED responsive, it's close enough. Downsides: no Dolby Vision gaming support for Xbox Series X owners. Google TV feels slower than LG's WebOS. Design is chunky versus sleeker OLEDs. Reddit praises picture but gripes about price and software bugs. One mentioned, best mini LED owned, but why more than LG C5? Fair question. Verdict: premium processing and sports handling at premium price. Number 3, Samsung S95 FQD OLED, the anti-glare warrior. Samsung mashed quantum dot with OLED, creating something different. The S95F delivers pure blacks like OLED, but with 2300 nits brightness. The game changer: glare-free coating eliminating reflections, not just reducing them. I tested this with windows everywhere and it genuinely handles glare impressively. For daytime sports fans, this transforms viewing. Color volume is insane, making HDR pop without oversaturation. Gaming includes 144 Hz refresh, VRR, 4 HDMI, 2.1 ports, and 6 millisecond input lag per RTINGS. The 65-inch runs $2,800, firmly premium. For binge watching, picture quality stuns with infinite contrast. Catches exist. OLED burn-in risk remains despite claims, especially for sports logos. Viewing angles excel, but aggressive brightness causes eye fatigue during long darkroom sessions. Consumer Reports: 2025 scored 91 for picture, but noted reliability concerns. Tizen works well, though less intuitive than LG. One Connect box adds cable complexity. My friend loves daytime viewing, but dims it nightly. Verdict: glare-fighting OLED excellence with burn-in caution. Number 2, LG G5 OLED, the brightness breakthrough. LG used tandem OLED technology, stacking 2 panels boosting brightness 45% over traditional OLEDs. You get pure blacks and infinite contrast, but with 2000 nits peak, making OLED viable for bright rooms. Picture quality stuns with perfect blacks, instantaneous response, and natural colors. For binge watching, it's viewing through a window into another world. Gaming features are ridiculous. 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, 144 Hz refresh, VRR, ALLM, and sub 1 millisecond input lag. RTINGS scored 96 for gaming. The 65-inch costs $3,000, serious money. I tested extensively, and viewing experience is genuinely premium. WebOS is fast and intuitive, gallery design mounts flush, looking like art, but brightness boost costs literally and figuratively. Burn-in risk remains for static content like tickers or scoreboards. Life Story Research: 2025 put satisfaction at 88%, with complaints about panel uniformity and banding. Built-in speakers are weak, demanding soundbar. At $3,000, you're competing with other premium options. One Reddit user wrote, "Beautiful picture but paranoid about burn-in watching sports. Valid concern. Verdict: next-gen OLED brilliance with familiar worries." Number 1, LG C5 OLED, the reigning all-rounder champion. The C5 is perfected technology balanced between performance, features, and price. This uses LG's latest panel with improved brightness, hitting 1400 nits, perfect blacks, infinite contrast, and pixel-level dimming. For binge watching, it's sublime with rich colors, deep shadows, no blooming. The Alpha 9 Gen 7 handles upscaling beautifully, making streaming look fantastic. Gaming truly shines. 4 HDMI 2.1 ports supporting 4K at 144 Hz, VRR, ALLM, and sub 1 millisecond input lag per RTINGS. Perfect for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Sports look smooth with instantaneous response, eliminating motion blur. The 65-inch costs $2,000, premium but not absurd. Consumer Reports 2025 gave 94 overall. Perfect scores for picture and gaming. I spent over a month with one, and meaningful flaws are hard finding. WebOS is fast and intuitive with streaming apps. Design is sleek without ostentation. Viewing angles perfect group watching. Yes, burn-in risk exists, but LG's pixel shifting mitigates significantly. Life Story research showed 92% satisfaction, highest in premium category. Main complaint? Some want more brightness for extremely bright rooms, but that's G5 territory. One review summarized, bought for gaming, stayed for everything else. Built-in speakers are okay, so budget audio if you care. Verdict, complete package excelling across every use case. OLED versus QLED. Think vinyl versus digital. OLED pixels light themselves. Pure blacks, perfect contrast, ideal for dark rooms. QLED and mini LED use backlights, brighter in daylight but never truly black. QD-OLED mixes both for vivid color. Mini LED narrows the gap. OLED risks burn-in, LEDs last longer. It's perfection with caution versus durability with compromise. Now, let's get to those tips I mentioned earlier. When buying, measure room and viewing distance first. Take seating distance in inches, multiply by 0.84 for ideal screen size. 10 feet away equals 120 inches times 0.84, suggesting 100-inch screen, though 85 is realistic. Consider lighting honestly. Bright rooms with big windows need high brightness, favoring LED or QD-OLED with anti-glare. Dark rooms let OLED shine. For gaming, look for HDMI 2.1, 120 Hz minimum, VRR support, sub 10 millisecond input lag. Sports fans need excellent motion handling and brightness. Binge watchers prioritize picture quality and smart interface. Budget for soundbars, since most modern TVs have terrible speakers. Check return policy and test in your actual space. Nobody talks about this. Your TV is the window experiencing stories, sharing moments, connecting with the world. It's where you watch championships, ugly cry during movies, scream at video game bosses at midnight. The right TV doesn't just display content, it disappears, letting experience take over. I've tested expensive TVs feeling cold and soulless, and budget models somehow capturing magic perfectly. Technology matters, but what matters is how it makes you feel using it. Does it enhance experience or remind you of limitations constantly? So there's your ranking. TCL QM7K for budget buyers, Samsung QN90D for bright sports, Hisense U8QG for value, Sony Bravia 9 for processing, Samsung S95F for glare-free viewing, LG G5 for brightness-boosted OLED, and LG C5 as complete champion. Every TV has strengths and weaknesses depending on situation. The C5 wins overall, but Hisense U8QG might be smarter budget-wise, and Samsung S95F could be perfect if glare drives you crazy. The right choice depends on your room, content, and priorities. Tell me in comments, what matters most? Pure picture quality, gaming performance, or best value? If this helped, hit subscribe because we're testing soundbars next week. Your perfect TV setup is out there, now go find it.